We start with game one tonight in Mile High. Denver favored by 6.5. LeBron working out shirtless.
Shirts and skins.
Battle between the team with the best offensive rating versus the best defensive rating. That'd be the Lakers. Before we get to a series prediction, we'll get to a game one prediction. Nick?
Yeah.
Not without some controversy, but you've literally gotten every game correct.
Yeah.
The controversy being, the game one, Lakers win over the Grizzlies. It was a little bit shrouded in
There's no controversy.
a little bit of nuance.
There was no controversy. It's 12 in a row.
12 in a row.
It's
better
12
than
in a
any
row.
corgi
Better
on the
than
internet.
the corgi. And they brought that dumb dog out again for this series. Oh, your credibility's gone, corgi.
Wow.
I mean,
You're
give
no
me a
Nick
break.
Wright, corgi.
Yeah, exactly right. So you want to know who I've got for this game?
Well, you're 12 and 0.
12 and 0. A lot of pressure here. Because everybody knows I'm going to have the Lakers for the series. Because when the playoffs started, the Lakers win the title. And, Wildes, what was my New Year's resolution?
Be less humble.
Be less humble.
You've been doing a great job.
I've been trying to keep up to it. It's hard as the year goes on to stick to it. I'm going to do that on behalf of this show today.
Oh.
Because I think the three of us, because yesterday it was bells and whistles, props. I brought dog food out there. We gave Brew insoles for his.
ridiculous.
You know what I mean? It was fun. It was hijinks. This is about to be 15 minutes of stone cold cogent analysis breaking down this game. I think it's going to be good.
Oh, wow.
15.
So
Okay,
I
bring it
like
on.
the
Good 12.
I like the Lakers tonight. I like the Lakers in the series. And I don't know who Brew's picking. But I'm guessing we're going to see this series somewhat similarly as far as the keys to it. Everybody knows Jokic and AD, that matchup is going to likely be the deciding matchup ostensibly in the series. Neither team plays a backup center. Both those guys, they lean on them. Neither one can afford to get in foul trouble at any moment. That is where everybody's eyes are going to go. The reason I like the Lakers in this series is because I actually think this is a LeBron series, similar to how the end of Game 4 and the majority of Game 6 against the Warriors was a LeBron hunting guys out, finding the mismatch, and torturing them in the pick and roll. It's not necessarily about getting Jokic in the pick and roll, but I'm sure he will do that. It is about Jamal Murray and Michael Porter Jr. and finding who they can pick out and go after. The Lakers are going to have to decide, are we going to go with the starting lineup we've had the whole time, Vando? If they do, Jokic will guard Vando so he doesn't have to guard anyone. If they don't, and they put Schroeder in there, then there's nowhere to hide for Jokic. Right. But the biggest reason that I think the Lakers will win tonight is the Lakers just went through 6 games of having to be totally dialed in defensively to survive because of who the Warriors' offense is. Now, I know those guys miss shots, Brew, but you still, even when Clay's 1 for 10, you have to guard him like he's 9 for 10. So they are going to be locked in defensively. Conversely, the Nuggets have gone through back-to-back rounds of, as Brew would say, silly defensive teams. The Timberwolves are a silly team, and the Suns, once they realized we can't survive with just Booker and KD, and they went to Ross, they went to the other guys, they couldn't guard at all. So I think this is going to be a punch in the face of real defense immediately that the Nuggets will adjust to eventually, but I think for tonight, the Lakers' defense has the upper hand. I think for tonight, with the days of rest, the altitude won't be as big of a factor. I like the Lakers for tonight. I like the Lakers in 6.
I agree with you that the Lakers have faced the tougher challenges so far.
Yep.
Memphis, the number 2 seed, even though they were banged up, they still were the number 2 seed.
Yep.
Golden State, defending champion. Whereas Denver got the silly Minnesota Timberwolves and a Phoenix team that was a 2-man team.
Yep.
That's what they were. So it will be kind of a shock to the system, but I think also a shock to the system will be the altitude. LeBron talked about that. Like, look, it's real, and you get more tired than you usually do in other arenas. So I actually have Denver winning tonight.
Thank you, Brew.
But
For the series?
for the series, now look, I picked against the Lakers
Every round.
the last 2 rounds.
Maybe the play.
And I've just grown tired of betting against LeBron James.
no,
Oh!
Oh, gosh.
Are
I'm
we
serious.
back?
So I am picking the Lakers
we're
to
back.
win this series.
My guy.
In 7. And I know that means winning game
going
7
to
on the
Denver.
road. I know that
Game
means
7.
winning game 7 in Denver. But obviously LeBron's battle tested. I think AD grew during that Warriors series because he was more consistent in that series than he was against Memphis. He went through, so he showed me something. Remember, I thought he'd come out in that game after he had the near concussion, and I thought he'd be tentative, and he wasn't. He played great. So I think AD may have grown. The role players, look, the thing about the Lakers role players, they aren't scared.
No.
Like Austin Reeves, even Lonnie Walker, Rui Hachimura.
I wish D'Angelo was a little
Dennis
more scared.
Schroeder.
I wish D'Lo was a little
he's
more
up
scared.
and down.
Yeah.
You don't know
Yeah.
if you're going to get a great game for him or a bad game.
But it's not for
Reeves
lack of
is
confidence.
fairly consistent.
Yeah.
Schroeder's defense is tremendous. So I like the role players. Look, I don't think it's going to be easy. If I'm saying 7, obviously Denver's got a shot, but I am going with the Lakers. Wow,
You left the door open there.
No, I'm giving cogent analysis.
Cogent analysis.
analysis was
You
great.
promised 15 minutes of cogent analysis, so I guess that this is where it ends because the clown get a shot at it. Here's the thing. What flaw is LeBron going to expose in Denver?
They're not a very good defensive team.
They've been pretty good in the playoffs.
Yeah, but in the regular season, they were league average. But I don't know if that was rhetorical. I'm sorry.
So for the Grizzlies, I think it was availability
Yeah.
and overconfidence that they were silly.
Yeah.
The Warriors, it was just bricklaying and trust issues. They can't win on the road.
Yeah.
They're the number 1 seed. They were 34-7 at home. They're undefeated at home, and Joker's been better, has scored more points and more rebounds. You think it's just, hey, defensively you're not as good, and we're going to wear you guys out?
Well, no, what I think that everything takes an adjustment period. And I think that my concern for the Lakers going into the Warriors series, even though I never believed in the Warriors, was going from a Grizzlies team that cannot shoot to a Warriors team that was the best shooting team in the league.
Right.
Was that going to catch the Lakers off guard? To their credit, they instantly adjusted there, and their defense didn't turn the Warriors into the Grizzlies, but they didn't look like the most lights-out team. I think the Nuggets, oddly, got a little unlucky with the types of teams they drew. Because they drew a Timberwolves team that it's nice that you have a walkover round 1, but you would have rather almost had a walkover round 1 because you're playing a team that can't score rather than a team that can't defend. So everything was easy. Against the Suns, offensively for the Nuggets, everything was easy, and now you're playing not only a team that has, and I know we're going to get to this matchup in a moment, the person best suited to at least annoy Jokic,
right.
but you also are playing a team that can throw out at any time guys that can switch everywhere, and this is the flip side of the matchup that I just want to get your thoughts on real quick. If they let's say the Lakers go with the original starting lineup with Vando back in there and not the all offense, the Nuggets will assuredly then have Jokic guarding Vanderbilt because that way he doesn't have to guard, doesn't have to get in foul trouble. That's what they did against the Suns with the Kogi. They put him on a Kogi, and the Suns were like, oh, what are we going to do? It was not great by Monty Williams there. So that then leaves Aaron Gordon. He will have to guard Anthony Davis. He's the only other person with size. So who is guarding LeBron James? If the answer is Michael Porter Jr., LeBron James will average 30 points a game.
I don't know if they'd even try to put Porter on.
Well, then who is it? It's not going to be Jamal. It can't be KCP.
I don't think Jokic would be on Vando exclusively. I think Jokic is going to spend a lot of time on AD.
Well, that's.
Now, I think sometimes he'll be on Vanderbilt, but I think he's going to spend a lot of time on AD.
I think you're right. Go ahead, sir.
I'm going to give you this, Wildes, because for some analysis on your behalf. The Lakers in facing Memphis was a team that couldn't shoot, right? They drove exclusively, essentially, to the rim, all right? And AD was obviously giving them problems. Golden State was the opposite, shooting the ball almost exclusively
Nuggets
from
a
the
bit
perimeter.
of both.
The Nuggets do both.
Yeah,
all right,
fair.
and so that's good.
They're a great
like
offense.
we about to talk about this AD matchup.
Yeah.
And look, AD better show up.
Well, yeah.
I'm counting on him showing up for picking them, but
Bro, I can see into the future. So this is Joker this season when he's defended by AD. It's only been 22 minutes. Decent field goal percentage, missed a bunch of threes, had some turnovers, but was able to pass the ball. So do you expect AD to slow down Joker Brew?
well, he averaged, 34, 13, and 10 against Phoenix. So if slowing him down is not letting him average a 35-point triple-double, then yes, all right? But here, AD obviously has the athletic advantage over Jokic, and maybe that will bother Jokic at points. But here's my fear for Anthony Davis. When the Lakers beat Denver in the bubble, they were starting Dwight Howard or JaVale McGee at center. AD didn't have to guard Jokic.
That's
all right. Now, AD's the only big they play. Now, maybe they'll throw in a big in this series, but he's been the only big they playing. And I think what Jokic is going to do to him is bring him down low.
Let's see it.
Back him up. Yeah. And AD does not like that physical play.
Yeah.
And so will that wear AD down? AD's got to make sure Jokic, he makes Jokic work on the other end, makes him guard, but also he's got to be able to guard Jokic for the most part. Single.
Correct.
Because if you have to double Jokic, he's going to pick you apart with his passing ability.
Yep.
He's the best passing big man, period.
Oh, we get some respect to Bill Walton.
No, I love Bill Walton. He is the best passing
I mean,
big
listen,
man
I think he's the second best, so I don't think it's a crazy take.
He's a triple-double
get that
guy.
microfiche out and check
Walton,
Walton
I watched Walton live. I don't need microfiche.
Okay. All right. More importantly, in the Western Conference Finals 3 years ago, Anthony Davis hit a game-winning three. I believe led the Lakers in scoring. I think it was 32 a game, or 31 a game, pardon me.
He was great.
That is not the Anthony Davis they need this series. The Lakers can win this series with Anthony Davis averaging 18 a game. Not because the Nuggets are easy, not because it's not at all. Anthony Davis is going to have to play. Every minute Jokic is on the court, AD has to be on the court. So if Jokic is going to play 42 a night, AD's got to play 42 a night. If Jokic's going to play a whole game, AD's got to be ready for it. The entirety of AD's focus and energy must be on the defensive end.
Yeah, I like that.
And it has to. That's why I said it's a LeBron series, is because what Brew is talking about, if the Nuggets have to resort to, and Jokic is good at it, there's not a shot, we're going to do traditional posts up and back him down.
I don't think that's all.
Yeah, no, but those are wins for the Lakers. Where the Nuggets are really, really hard to deal with is Jokic at the elbow or like right beneath the free throw line, with the ball out here doing crazy stuff, right? So if they get it to where, listen, we're going to go mano on AD on the block, take that as a win. My concern is, concern's the wrong word. The problem that I think for the Nuggets is going to be on the other end. There is a reason that they try to hide him defensively. It is not because he's a horrid defender. He's not a horrid defender. He's not a great defender. He's not a horrid defender. It's because their offense, we talk about heliocentric offenses all the time, and we don't like them when it's a guy dribbling the ball out. This is very different. But this is a heliocentric offense in that everything revolves around him, and everyone only has a certain amount of energy. And if he has to guard Anthony Davis, I believe that will wear on his offense, and I also believe, and I know folks will be like, you just see the Lakers going to get all the calls. I think it will lead to foul trouble. And they cannot
Denver does not foul.
They're not like the Warriors.
No.
Right, but the Lakers draw fouls
aren't likely to get
everybody.
that type of advantage
at
the foul line that they got against the Warriors.
I am more confident that Anthony Davis can play great defense without fouling than I am that Jokic can.
If Jokic takes him down low?
I think that but the thing is this, their offense is not based on Jokic taking them down low.
But I don't mean exclusively. But when you watch them play, when Jokic has an advantage, he will back somebody down. I'm not saying he's going to do it 90% of the time, but he'll do it here and there, and AD doesn't like that.
I know he doesn't like that, but I don't think that is a big advantage because Jokic, we know, is not jumping high. So AD, even if he loses position, can still, with his reach and his vertical, contest the shot. Where the Nuggets kill you is the Jokic-Murray pick and roll. And there is not a single player in the league better suited to be able to recover off that action than Anthony Davis. And so I think that if you're the Nuggets, that is the one guy you didn't want to see Jokic have to deal with, not because he can hold him to 15, but because he can hold him to 27, 8, and 6 instead of 34.
Full game in the first half.
Yeah, full game. And then you have LeBron to deal with.
Okay.
Well,
Wildes have the
everybody else.
Nuggets all year.
Well, I don't know. I've just been right all year. Coming up.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.